camera thing. And look, the picture is way more clear. Are we at 60 frames?
Yes, we are.
No, I think we're at 24.
No, we're not.
I might. I don't remember.
You said you changed.
Hi.
Are people there already?
No.
No. Okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
Maybe we're not really live yet.
We are live.
We're
I can see
live.
ourselves.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can see us.
Cool. All right. I'll
Five
wait.
watching.
Hmm?
Says
5 watching. Okay. Cool. Whoever is watching, feel free to ask a question. I see a hi, a first. What's up, George? Caleb. What is that? Red Demon 28. What's up, guys? Hey, somebody throw in a question. This is the free advice live show. Somebody says, I can see, but I can't hear.
Do you still have
Does
the
anyone else have
headphones
that
plugged in?
problem?
Headphones are plugged in.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be an issue. Let me see. Let me
It's
type
you
this
here.
out. And
Somebody said I do. I can hear.
Oh well.
oh yeah, people can hear.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
People are
never
saying they can
mind.
see and hear. All right. So maybe just who is that? Annie Wilson. There may be something up with your audio. Cool. I guess the first question that came in, someone asked, why do I like doing what I'm doing? Well, I feel like these days, with all of the hate and the division that's going on in the country right now, I don't think that there are enough people that are really stepping up as symbols of peace and unity. I think that these days everyone feels like they need to take a side rather than staying in the middle. What's up, Mike Rust? Rather than staying in the middle and trying to bring people together and really help them find solutions for change. And so to be a mediator of that, to be someone that can stand in the middle, it's really just about following the work of Dr. Martin Luther King. You know, I feel like if he were alive today, he would be doing similar work, stepping in and trying to bring people together. So yeah, just trying to do a good job at that. Anyone else want to touch on that? Why we do what we do here with the Free Hugs Project? They're new here, but they're awesome. So actually, I would love for them to touch on it. So
Well, people are asking if we can introduce.
oh yeah, that's right. We were supposed to do that last week, and then we got thrown off on a tangent because we were freaking out because the thing wasn't working, but it works now. So I guess we'll start with Ashley, and then we'll make our way around.
Yeah, I'll make it quick.
Cool.
Hi guys, my name is Ashley. I'm originally from Philadelphia, and I am the digital media coordinator for Free Hugs Project, and I'm happy to be here.
Sweet. You never looked it that way.
Yeah, you gotta look at the
I keep
camera.
forgetting that this is really, I'm looking at me talk.
Cool.
Hi guys, I'm Allison and I'm originally from San Diego where we're based. And
Hello, everyone. I'm Love. I'm also from Philadelphia, and I am also very happy to be here.
Cool. And quick touch on why you guys like this sort of work or what we do with the Free Hugs Project.
Well, I guess it's touching on what you said. There's so much negativity going on in the world, and it's widespread across social media platforms. Period. So it's nice to be a part of a company who wants to focus on the positive side, and positive news, and just bringing positivity overall.
Cool.
And just fighting the good fight. So just creating dialogue and getting people engaged in solutions.
Awesome. And some of the recent videos that you guys have seen that have been spliced together, like some of the news clips, that's actually come from them piecing those together. So we're going to try to continue putting more of that out because we feel like, just again, with all the negativity, who's spreading the positive news these days? So we want to find those stories and highlight those stories apart from what I do out there on the front lines. Allison?
yeah, I think it's kind of a similar thing that you guys both touched on, but just like a bringing people together thing is really cool to be involved with and happy to be here.
Cool.
I think as far as in media, it's very very seldom do you find companies that produce media that's positive. That's positive and also has a message that isn't frivolous or isn't cheap or just going to, I don't know, cheesy.
Yeah.
And I think what we do here is really important because it is creating a dialogue that people may not want to have, but it's also promoting peace and then giving people ideas and information on what they should be doing in their own communities to create change as well.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's mobilizing
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Awesome. I see Mike Rust, your question is,
I was-
you were going to read that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Either way,
Am,
but
am I backing any politicians and or messages for the midterm elections? Anything that is progressive, anything that moves us forward and gets us away from some of the messaging that we have been seeing recently from politicians. I feel like politics right now, at least what we're seeing in office, a lot of it is a mess. And so to know that there are young, progressive candidates that are coming up that are really about change. I love the female movement that's going on right now. Just seeing so many ladies stepping up, not only voting but running for office as well. Young women as well doing that. I think that it's what we need right now in this country, just to make sure that everyone is properly represented. I think for such a long time, politics have been so male centered and male focused. And so it's nice to see that change of pace, to see that the variety coming in, that women are running for office, young people are running for office, people of color are running for office. And we're looking at these issues and trying to figure out how do we create change in such a way that benefits everyone and not just the select few or especially the wealthy. So I think when I look at just the candidates who are running during the midterms, um, just really trying to highlight those people that are getting the positive and I guess just moving us away from where we've been in recent years. So that's it. Um, any other?
someone asked what advice you'd give to guys or girls in who are high school students who are surrounded by gang violence.
Ooh, great question. This is a good one because so a lot of people don't know that for me, when I was in middle school, my brother and my brother, he's like he's been a bodybuilder type since we were young. And we were going to school in South Central Los Angeles. And sometimes people get jumped into gangs out of necessity, not really because they chose to do it, but because you could get jumped often on the way home from school if you don't have a clique or you don't have people that are around you. And so my brother and I, while we were in middle school, we got jumped into a Crip gang. And at that time, because most of the time when we were in school, he and I, we just kept to ourselves and we didn't really have any friends. And then now all of a sudden we have this group of friends, people that would defend us now when we're walking home so that we're not getting jumped or we're not getting picked on or attacked. And so I feel like it's very easy to fall into that trap depending on the sort of environment that you're in. Like we weren't looking to join a gang to get involved in any trouble or go doing I guess the typical things that gangbangers would do, tagging on walls, sometimes ditching class and doing things outside of school. That wasn't why we were in the gang. To us, it was a group of friends that we felt had our back in a community where people were often getting jumped. So I would say the best advice that I can give people that are struggling with that or are living in those communities or environments where ending up in a gang is very likely. Just really pay attention to who your friends are. Try to find more positive friends that you can get around. If you feel like you're doing it out of the need for protection, if you're getting jumped on the way home from school or even in school, making sure that you bring that up to someone that can assist you with that, maybe members of your faculty at school or even law enforcement, to let them know that look, you're being bullied on the way home from school. I don't think that joining a gang is the solution for that because it comes with other problems, as we experienced when we were young and in that gang. Fortunately for us, when my mother found out that we were involved in a gang, she quickly moved us from South Central Los Angeles up to Palmdale. And out there, it was different. There weren't really gangs out there, but then we ran into new problems that we found in our community, where it was the first time that we realized that skinheads were a real thing and they were in our community. So now, rather than the gang violence that we were experiencing in South Central Los Angeles, as we're out there in the high desert, we're realizing, whoa, there is real racism out there. But a lot of times I think that I was placed in many of those environments to kind of understand what people are going through, which helps me have more empathy and compassion for people that are in communities that I may not be in right now, but I can understand the influence of what they're experiencing in those areas. So, anyone else want to touch on that?
No, you got
I
it.
think you
Yeah.
covered it all.
Okay, cool. Um,
You want
let's
another
see.
question?
Yeah, that was two. We're usually trying to just touch on two questions, but I think if you see any that like really jump out at you, then let's go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I mean,
I see one. What advice would I give to a college student who doesn't know what major is right for them?
that's
I
what I
think
was
you
about to
guys
grab.
should touch on
Yeah.
that because
I don't know.
I left college a long time ago. They are younger than I am, so I think you guys can touch on that a little bit better than me.
Well,
That's it's even though it sounds like an easy question, it's also very difficult.
Mhm.
I wholeheartedly believe that when you find something that you love, it jumps out at you.
Yeah.
And it kind of stick with you, and like different different modes of your life. So um I majored in broadcast communications when I was in undergrad, and I didn't realize how like just being in that realm of broadcast, it was starting to come up in every little aspect of my life. Like I don't know, when I would go home, when it would pop up, and not even just me watching the news. It was just like realizing like different.
yeah, it molds you.
Yeah,
like how
yeah.
you think about things.
And then when you start to have that mindset and you start to like see things, I don't know, through your major, you can, it sticks with you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh well, I really do thoroughly enjoy this. But it's kind of just, you kind of gotta like test the waters and find
Yeah.
out what's for you. Because when I was in high school, I thought I was gonna go into marine biology, but that obviously didn't happen. So it's finding what's right for you and just like working through it.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately for me, I knew
Mm-hmm.
when I went into undergrad what I wanted to major in. But I had plenty of friends, like my best friend, she wanted to be a statistician, which is like something math oriented.
Uh-huh.
And she tried that for her first semester of freshman year, and she just knew it wasn't for her. Like it wasn't something she was passionate about, but she knew that she enjoyed like drawing and illustration and anything with marketing. So she ended up switching to PR, and that's her realm now. Like that's what she's stuck with. Her degree is in public relations, and she works in the public relations field. So even if you go in and you choose something, it's okay to switch once you start to figure out what entices your mind, what interests you, what you're passionate about. Um, and if you don't have anything, just go in undecided
Yeah.
and test everything until you can figure out what is for you.
Mhm. And then also utilize minors too.
Yeah.
Utilize
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
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 Cool.
Yes.
You want to touch on that?
Sure. So I went into college as an art major, and my school was super impacted, and it was going to take me almost 7 years to get out as an art major, and I had to pivot and decide something else to do, and that's where I really utilized electives and tried a bunch of things out, and ended up finding a professor I liked and getting more interested, and I ended up with a geography degree and an art minor, and made it work.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll
You
figure
don't
it out.
necessarily have to major in something that, you know, is your passion. You may not find that in college. You may
True.
find it outside of
Yeah.
college. Like I know
Mhm.
someone who went through all 4 years in
And is
psychology
not doing
and then got
that.
out
Yeah,
of,
not
out
doing
of school and was
anything
like,
in the
I
field.
don't like psychology,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So they have this degree, but also they're like finding a new love in like history. So it
Mhm.
just, you kind of, again, you got to test the waters. You got to figure out what's right for you. And it may not happen within those 4 to however many years you're in undergrad. So
And touching on what you just said, because it just made me think about how, like, I knew plenty of people in college who were majoring in something because their parents wanted them
Mm-hmm.
to
Hmm.
major, or someone told them, "Oh, you would be a good teacher," and they were just like, "Okay, I'm going to roll with it." So just not letting outside influences influence you too much when it comes to that decision, because ultimately you're the one who has to pay back the loans. You're the one who has to decide, like, if you're going to work in that field or not. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could take people's advice, but take it lightly.
Yep.
Cool. I think that's that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Um, what do we get to? 15 minutes, right around where we were last week. So I think this show will usually be around 15 minutes. We'll try to take 2 or 3 questions whenever we hop on. But I think just to add on the college thing that was mentioned a moment ago, when I went to school, I thought I was going to be a lawyer. That probably would be a decent profession for me, but I'm glad that I'm not a lawyer. I have lawyer friends, and obviously even my own attorney. It's like, I'm glad you're not a lawyer. The work that you do is very unique, and people have to find their own path. So don't be afraid to journey towards what just feels right to you, even if it's not a major in college. I mean, there of course there's things that I can take from classes that I took while I was in college that kind of packaged what I do today. But a lot of successful entrepreneurs left college and moved on to figure out things that they wanted to do. And I'm not saying at all drop out of school, but what I'm saying is really pay attention to the things that you want to do, and you can work on that simultaneously even while you're in school, so that when you get out, then you realize, okay, here's my career path, and you make it work. So that's it for today. I will look forward to, or we'll all look forward to joining you guys again next week. Sometimes I won't be here. As many of you know, I'm usually on the road at riots or protests or speaking at colleges. But the ladies will be here to hop on with you guys live next week. I saw someone else said they wanted to be a lawyer also. So cool. All right, we're out of here. Thanks.